Hello and welcome to National Focus. I am Julian Morris. In today's National Focus, GIS takes a closer look at Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt's bi-weekly press conference, which took place on Monday, March 13. The press conference featured Minister for Public Works, Public Utilities and the Digital Economy, Honorable Fidel Grant. Among the headline stories, Prime Minister Skerritt addresses concerns on International Airport Environmental Impact Assessment. East Coast Road project to prioritize safety, and over $30 million invested in the water sector strategic development project. The details of the headline stories and more coming up.
I love the freedom when I'm out there. Simply put, the worries from shore, none of that out there. And it's my daily bread. I learned it from my dad. My dad is one of the senior guys here who catch the biggest fish around here. And he's top with the red snappers. It's a family thing. I'm the only one fishing right now in the family. Just keeping it going. I enjoy bringing them up, man. Sometimes you have a yellowfin tuna, 400 pounds. Man, let me tell you, that's just a joy out there. I enjoy going out there and just holding the big fish. I don't lift weights, I lift fish. The morning of my fishing trip, I would get up, make a little spiced tea. Then I come down here. I have my GPS, which most fishermen are supposed to have that. Normally I prepare the day before, because whenever you're going out there, you must have ice. Ice is a must for preservation of the fish. So I always make sure I have everything the day before. My fish represents me, and I bring good quality fish ashore simply because the restaurants themselves, they have to show a quality product. Tourism and agriculture go hand in hand, that's what I think. We're all connected, it's like a big machine, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. My name is Brandon Carlisle, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. Prime Minister the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt has dismissed concerns about the suitability of the construction site of the international airport. He assured Dominicans that an extensive environmental impact assessment, or EIA, has been conducted as a critical step in the process.
When we decided to look at this international airport, we decided, look, let us invite internationally reputable companies to do the feasibility study on this airport for us and to determine what is the best site. We made it very clear to the international firm that we want you to be as professional come. And we will not interfere in the process politically at all. And this is where we are today. And I want to say to Dominicans, with the presence of the equipment there, it is a clear indication of our seriousness. The company is fully mobilized to advance this project. And we, by God's grace, we will see this project come to a successful completion, and that this will certainly no doubt enhance our economic opportunities in this country.
Prime Minister Skerritt listed the companies that were involved in the joint operation. He said that the EIA had been successfully completed in February of 2022.
We commissioned an EIA on January 2021, and that exercise was completed in February 2022. So it took over a year of evaluations and assessments. And that EIA was done jointly by two firms, one locally registered and one internationally registered. And that assessment was conducted by a local firm, Ocean Carib Consultants, working in association with Applied Technology and Management from the United States of America, and also JFK Engineering of Dominica. The studies were done. There were serious consultations with various stakeholders in the assessment and doing these various studies. So the issue of there is no EIA is certainly false and no doubt malicious.
Prime Minister Skerritt said government will be deliberate in every aspect of the planning and construction of the international airport to ensure it meets the promised standards.
I want to let all right-thinking Dominicans be assured that we are following the construction of this international airport with prudence, with responsibility, and with professionalism.
The government of Dominica has consistently invested in major infrastructural projects since being elected into office. With growing impacts of climate change, more investments are being made to build resilience and safeguard the lives and property of citizens. Kuvia John has more.
One such development is the East Coast Road project, where 43.3 kilometers of road from Boadiab to Hatton Garden is currently under construction. This project is funded through loan funds from the World Bank under the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, DVRP, to the tune of over $127 million.
The Civil Works project comprises the rehabilitation of some 30 kilometers or 19 miles of road between the Boadiab Junction to Castle Bruce and Castle Bruce to Hatton Garden via the Kalinago territory. The main objectives of the project are to improve infrastructure resilience to disaster events through slope stabilization interventions, the rehabilitation of roads, bridges, retaining walls, and other drainage systems. Funding for this project was made available through the World Bank and also the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica under the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, the DVRP.
Mr. Johnson explained that the project was divided into two lots. Works on Lot 1 include widening of the road, slope stabilization, and the replacement of two bridges, among others.
Lot 1, Boadiab to Castle Bruce, and the works comprise the rehabilitation and widening of the road pavement up to a travel width of about 6.5 meters or 21.5 feet. And the activities to achieve this are excavation and slope stabilization, the replacement of two bridges, namely the Livier Bridge, 28 meters long or 92 feet, and also the Belfield Bridge on the Castle Bruce stretch. That's about 33 meters long or 109 feet single span. The replacement of 77 culverts of varying sizes between 1.2 meters and 3 meters, that's 4 feet to 10 feet wide. Construction of 15 retaining walls, various heights and lengths, and curbs and slippers and other drains over that complete length of road.
Work on Lot 2 will include the replacement and rehabilitation of 3 bridges along the length of that road.
Similarly, Lot 2, again the rehabilitation of the road pavement, slope stabilization works, and the replacement of 3 bridges, the Castle Bruce Bridge, the Richmond Bridge, and the Pigwa bridges, the replacement of 90 culverts, and asphalt road surfacing, and similarly other road amenities to include markings, signage, and bus stops. A contract in the sum of $126.8 million was awarded to Sotradom in June of 2020, with works commencing in earnest by November of 2020, with the expected completion dates for Lot 1, 16 May 2022, and Lot 2, 2nd of November 2022.
Both lots were expected to be completed in 2022. However, Mr. Johnson explained that due to delays caused by weather events and other external challenges, the completion dates had to be revised.
Taking into account slow implementation of works, construction delays, impacts of weather-related events, and additional works, those completion dates have been revised as follows. So Lot 1, 30 June 2023, and Lot 2, 20 December 2023.
Asphalt surfacing for Lot 1 is expected to be completed by June 2023. On Lot 2, excavation works are 85% complete. Works are ongoing on 4 out of 42 retaining walls, while 30 out of 90 culverts have been placed, with works continuing on the inlet and outlet structures. Mr. Johnson stated that another major aspect of this project is the upgrading of 13 kilometers of potable water pipelines from Siniku to Antrizo.
Concrete drainage works have not yet started, but those works will be completed by the 18th of September. For the bridges, the temporary diversions have been completed, and the dates for the completion of the bridges are Castle Bruce Bridge, 30 May, Richmond Bridge, 11th of July, and the Pigwa Bridge, 19th of September. A key aspect of the Lot 2 works, works not directly related to the contractor's work, are really the upgrading of the potable pipelines, potable water pipelines from Siniku to Antrizo, some 13 kilometers. DOASCO has advised that all of the pipes have been purchased and works are expected to commence shortly with the engagement of 2 or more contractors.
Mr. Johnson thanked the residents of Castle and the Kalinago territory for their patience as the project continues.
I wish to thank the residents of Castle and likewise the residents of the Kalinago territory for their continued patience during the implementation of this important roadworks project. We will continue to work very hard to ensure that your inconveniences are greatly minimized.
When complete, access to the east will be easier, safer, and more efficient, all of which falls in line with government's plan of building resilience in a modern environment. Kavya John for the Government Information Service.
The Water Sector Strategic Development Project remains one of DOASCO's priorities to build resilience in the water systems. A number of water systems across the island were severely compromised during Tropical Storm Erika and Hurricane Maria. Therefore, upgrading of the systems were deemed essential to realize the goal of resiliency.
The following sub-projects have been selected for implementation and by the application of a multi-criteria infrastructure prioritization methodology. The areas include the Roseau Valley, which includes Trafalgar, Shawford, Forcani, Copthall, and Wharton Waven. The West Coast to include Coolibistry. The East Coast, which stretches from Monjon to Cassibruce, the Calibishi water intake, and the Jimmet sewer system. This project is to the tune of $30 million US, with another $8.5 million is expected to be spent by the government of Dominica and DOASCO.
The project is expected to record improvements in water reliability in the respective communities and generate significant economic activity. Minister for Public Works Honorable Fidel Grant says adapting to climate change is costing the government hundreds of millions of dollars. Extreme weather events caused by climate change has forced governments worldwide to go back to the drawing board. The minister says in Dominica, infrastructure has been hit the hardest. In recent years, communities have been cut off because of road failures and otherwise strong bridges washed away. In some cases, the road network has been severely undermined because of heavy rainfall and land slippage. Government has paid hundreds of millions of dollars to truckers and heavy equipment operators for clearing of roads following extreme weather conditions. Speaking at Monday's bi-weekly press conference, Minister Grant outlined some of the major projects being undertaken by the Ministry of Public Works, among them the Layo Road project.
The Layo Road project, an estimated $23 million. This project runs from the Hillsborough Bridge to the York Valley Bridge and is divided into 2 phases. Phase 1 is currently being implemented. The scope of works for Phase 1 has been amended to include sections of the road carded for Phase 2, thereby allowing for a continuous 4 kilometers of rehabilitated roadway. This was made technically feasible by realigning these sections of the road away from the river's edge, thereby reducing the vulnerability.
To date, the minister says Phase 1 has been substantially completed with the recent paving of the road. Road markings and signage will be completed soon. Government is currently undertaking estimates and assessments in preparation for rehabilitation of the section of road from the York Valley Bridge to the Sultan Warner Junction. The Lubia to Grand Bay Road and the Bridge Rehabilitation Project is among other major infrastructure developments. Segment 1 of that project involves a 1.5 kilometer stretch of road from Lubia to Snug Corner.
This will include 2 bridges, 8 culverts, and slope stabilization intervention. Segment 2, Snug Corner to Pichler, road length 6.2 kilometers, which includes 35 culverts, 12 slope stabilization interventions. Segment 3, Pichler to Grand Bay, road length 2.65 kilometers, 3 bridges and culverts. Recently, we had discussions at the ministry, and it is costing the government on average anywhere from $2.5 million to $4 million for 1 kilometer of road. and that is because of the increased rainfall and climate change. So it's important that the public understand the cost of these interventions. So we're looking at $2.5 million to $4 million for just 1 kilometer of road.
The minister says the interventions from the Lubia to Bagatelle Road will reduce the vulnerability of the road to future extreme weather events and natural hazards, resulting in improved safety for the motoring public. This project is currently in the procurement stage. Julian Morris, GIS National Focus. Government has fulfilled its promise to assist families affected by the trough system of November 2022. Prime Minister Skerrit gave an update on the income assistance process.
The government promised it would assist affected residents with income support. And I'm happy to report that this process is well underway. $400 provided to households of 1 to 2 members, and $750 provided to households of more than 2 members. As of March 7, 2023, payments have been made to Peters Soufriere and Sansove from a total of 162 households, 145 paid. Castle Bruce, Tranto, Deepa, from 99 households affected, 84 paid. Good Hope, from 128 households affected, 102 paid. The Governor of Dominica wishes to thank the World Food Programme for partnering with us in this venture.
Families were encouraged to assess their eligibility with their respective village councils, who will further advise them. Prime Minister Skerrit reiterated government's stance on the relocation of vulnerable individuals of the affected community.
On the matter of relocation, we are moving swiftly ahead, and very soon the Cabinet will be in a position to advise the public on the concrete actions we have taken. A committee is in place to advance the process and has already developed draft eligibility requirements, as well as a relocation plan for review by the Cabinet. As I've already advised, we have taken a firm decision to relocate the most vulnerable members of these affected communities, and we're working towards this objective.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Minister with responsibility for public works, Honorable Fidel Grant, says a noteworthy aspect of government's digital transformation program will be the implementation of the hospital management system. The minister says under the program, once the system is operational, there will be connectivity across the country. The implication is that the health and wellness centers across the country and the Dominica China Friendship Hospital will be connected.
A patient will be able to access his or her medical records anywhere in the country using a unique identification number. Medical staff will be connected and can use the medium to get support from each other. This will transform our health services with the aim to make delivery of health services more efficient and more effective. To put it simply, we'll be moving away from what we Dominicans call the doctor book into a more proficient and efficient system. So for most of us who would have visited the accident and emergency unit, on every visit to the hospital, you would have asked to fill out a form. This will be no more, as you'll have all your records with the right there available.
The minister reassures the public that the system will be secured with varying layers of security, which means access to health records will be tightly controlled.
A unique ID will be made available to all residents to improve access to government and private sector services. Importantly, we have catered for a wide and intense training of officers in the public service, including certified and digital courses. The first set of government staff have completed the recent cybersecurity course, and they will soon receive their certificates.
Under the transformation project, the Civil Records Registry will also be digitized.
Just last week, we had a meeting with the Oracle Academy and one of the leading software companies in the world to discuss training and other solutions for the government. So we are seeking to provide the general public with training such as Java, C++, Python, and the list that goes on for different programming languages which are available, database management, cloud, and other web services. At the end of the implementation of this component, we'll have a number of Dominicans here on the island who can develop apps, especially apps which are suited for our society. We will go into the primary schools, into the high schools, and of course our Dominica State College, and all communities to bring these opportunities to all Dominicans.
Digital skills and technology adaptation is another key component of the transformation project. This component aims to better equip individuals and businesses for jobs and the economy of the future to spur on innovation and productivity. The mission is to establish a niche of citizens equipped with digital skills. To date, 15 digital hubs have been established, located in different communities across the country, 11 of which are already operational. Government has also aggressively undertaken to educate and train the public. A number of certified training programs will soon be rolled out to include network security, graphic design, software development, data analysis, cybersecurity, and computer repairs.
Just last week, we had a meeting with the Oracle Academy and one of the leading software companies in the world to discuss training and other solutions for the government. So we are seeking to provide the general public with training such as Java, C++, Python, and the list that goes on for different programming languages which are available, database management, cloud, and other web services. At the end of the implementation of this component, we'll have a number of Dominicans here on the island who can develop apps, especially apps which are suited for our society. We will go into the primary schools, into the high schools, and of course our Dominica State College, and all communities to bring these opportunities to all Dominicans.
The government of Dominica is making significant investment in the digital transformation project in an effort to ensure future job security for Dominica's youth. Minister for Public Works, the Honorable Fidel Grant, spoke of some of the expected benefits of the program to the country's economy.
As a nation will recall, recently the government secured funding from the World Bank in the amount of just over $76 million EC to support the implementation of our digital strategy. This digital transformation will modernize the way we do business here in Dominica. This digital transformation will ensure that the public sector delivers services to its citizens and industries in Dominica and create an environment where our young people can be innovative and create sustainable jobs for themselves.
The first component of the project will be to create an enabling environment more conducive to conducting business, consistent with a more modern business environment.
Under component 1 of this project, we will start, and I've already seen, the focus on legal and regulatory framework to institutions, reform consistent with global best practice, to support the modernization of telecommunications and the digital financial services sector, while mitigating against growing risk of the digital economy, including cybersecurity, data protection, and privacy.
The minister says component 2 of this project will give attention to digital government infrastructure and platform services.
This component shall support the public sector modernization, resilience, and delivery of digital public services to the individuals and businesses. It will aim to ensure that Dominica has put in place the core infrastructure and platforms, institution, and human capacity needed to efficiently and effectively manage internal government operations. For example, public goods will be widely accessible online wherever you are in the country, the region, or across the globe.
A range of other government services are expected to be enhanced through the process of digitization.
We will have access to data and information across borders to smooth administration of regional trade, immigration, and other services. We will have the ability to rapidly target and deliver payments and social services to citizens and businesses in the event of a natural disaster. The new and improved government services website will be made live soon. This new website will provide seamless access to the respective ministries, including forms presently in hard copy will be available online, and the relevant payments can be made via the government e-portal.
The hospital management system is another significant component of the digital transformation process.
Once the system is operational, there will be connectivity across the country, so the health and wellness centers and the hospital will be connected. To just give a brief example of what this will include, a patient will be able to access his or her medical records anywhere in the country using a unique identification number. Medical staff will be connected and can use the medium to get support from each other. This will transform our health services with the aim to make delivery of health services more efficient and more effective. To put it simply, we'll be moving away from what we Dominicans call the doctor book into a more proficient and efficient system.
The government of Dominica has accorded the late Dr. Alwyn Bully an official funeral. The Prime Minister expressed his condolences to the family of the late Dr. Alwyn Bully, describing him as an honorable man.
Mr. Alwyn Bully was an exemplary citizen, a kind and humble soul, who demonstrated profound love and commitment for Dominica, its people, and culture. Through his work as a cultural administrator both in Dominica and in the region, he helped engender a deep appreciation for our customs and traditions. His legacy is all around us. In the national flag he designed in 1978 as Dominica gained its independence from Great Britain. It is truly one of the most beautiful flags in the world, which incorporated aspects of Dominica's natural features and the spirit, character, and values of our people.
Prime Minister Skerrit spoke of the profound impact Dr. Alwyn Bully has had on the preservation and promotion of cultural art forms in Dominica and the region by extension.
The cultural division he established, providing a structured approach to the promotion and development of our cultural art forms. The many national organizations which he spearheaded, including the National Cultural Council, the Dominica Artists Guild, the Writers Guild, the Carnival Organizing Committee, and the Comité pour Études Creole, several of which continue to function today. To honor his proud legacy, the government of Dominica will bestow on an official funeral for recognizing his contribution to our country. And this was offered to his wife, and she has graciously accepted. All flags will be flown at half-staff for 2 days. That is the day immediately preceding his burial and the day of his burial. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
The late Dr. Alwyn Bully was a renowned artist, playwright, short story writer, and cultural advisor who made significant contributions to Dominica. He was a recipient of the Cicero Award of Honor from the government of Dominica in 1985 for the design of the national flag, the Golden Drum Award in 1997, and the UII 60th Anniversary Award for outstanding contribution to culture in Dominica and the Caribbean, among many other accolades. The Government Information Service expresses deepest sympathy to the family of the late Dr. Alwyn Bully. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Julian Morris. Thanks for watching.